This concludes our broadcast day. Toy Story 2 reference, anyone? How's everybody doing tonight? Happy 250th birthday, America. At least day before 250th birthday, because I am busy tomorrow, so I have to stream tonight. How is everyone doing on this fantastic July evening? I hope you all are keeping cool, and hope your power's not going out, because we got a storm running through my area. Hey, X-Dude. Hello, Marty. Great to see you both. Welcome, welcome. This stream's going to be really different from ones I've done in the past, but I thought this would be fun. I thought it would be fun to just read through the American founding documents, because, hey, I think a lot of people haven't actually done that. I haven't done it since high school, I think. And, you know, it probably won't take too long, so we'll likely play some Mickey Speedway USA afterwards, you know, just to keep in the patriotic spirit of things. That's the tentative plan, anyhow. I don't know how long it'll take to go for the documents. Declaration of Independence is very short. Constitution's longer, but let's be real, that's not going to take an hour and a half. Especially if we have minimal chat interaction. I think my usual chat may be, like, what is he doing? We came here for gaming. I did debate doing backyard baseball since baseball is America's sport, but you know what? This will be more a standout. Anyhow, I guess without further ado, let's kick things over. I have the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution pulled up on PDF format right from the house.gov website. So here we go. I may not be... Oh, shoot. I just realized... I may not be able to look at chat during this because I only have one screen to work with. And if I click on the screen that the Declaration of Independence is on, then I won't have chat in the background. But if I have chat in the foreground, I can't read it. And I can't really split it without making the screen weird. Okay. Modern problems require modern solutions. So I really can't make the OBS window any smaller than that. Okay. Fantastic. Oh, okay. Nope, never mind. Never mind. We're good. We're good. I can read it now. The Declaration of Independence in 1776. In Congress, July 4th, 1776, the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. This is back when we only had 13 states, y'all. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right to the power, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that the governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shewn that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government, and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance, unless suspended in their operation till his assent should be obtained, and when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them. That's kind of funny that one of the reasons they declared independence was the governors were not passing laws immediately. Oof. Wow. The more things change, the more things stay the same, huh? He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people, unless those people would relinquish the right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies at places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records, for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of the people. He has refused for a long time, after such dissolutions, to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers, incapable of annihilation, have returned to the people at large for their exercise, the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states. For that purpose, obstructing the laws of naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of lands. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries. He has erected a multitude. He has erected a multitude of new offices, and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. Hey, Nintendo, I was never good at U.S. history class. I also was never great at U.S. history class. Actually, I was never good at any kind of history class. But fittingly, as with many people, I didn't actually become interested in history until I left school, because school doesn't do a great job of teaching it. Honestly, more than anything, I would really like to just on stream watch a couple episodes of Liberty's Kids. That would be a fantastic 250th birthday celebration, but that would get my stream muted and taken down immediately because, copyright laws and all of that. Which one did we just read? He has made the judges dependent on his will alone. Yes, he has erected a multitude of new offices, sent hither officers to harass our people and to eat out of their substance, the intolerable acts. He has kept among us, in times of peace, standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. He has effected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil power. He has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts and pretended legislation, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by a mock trial from punishment for any murders which they commit on the inhabitants of these states. That sounds pretty bad. For cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us, in many cases, of the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for abolishing the free system of English laws in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our governments, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us all cases whatsoever. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burnt our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny, already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages, and totally unworthy of the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained our fellow citizens taken captive on the high seas to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and our brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has excited domestic insurrections among us, and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers, the merciless Indian savages, oof, that one didn't age well, whose known rule of warfare is an undistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. Then again, based on what they're doing, maybe that's kind of justified. Look, folks, the Indians were not great to the to the Americans, and they weren't great to each other, so that's why they wrote that. Good thing we got water here. I haven't read this much since the Higurashi streams. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince, whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant, is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Nor have we been wanting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our emigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of the justice and of consanguinity. There's a word we don't use anymore. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation and hold them as we hold the rest of mankind enemies in war and peace friends. We therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right, ought to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states, they have the full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. John Hancock. New Hampshire, Josiah Bartlett, Matthew Fortin, and William Whipple. Massachusetts Bay, Samuel Adams, John Adams, Robert Treat Paine, and Elbridge Gerry. For Rhode Island, Stephen Hopkins, William Ellery. From Connecticut, Roger Sherman, William Williams, Samuel Huntington, Oliver Wolcott. New York, William Floyd, Francis Lewis, Phil Livingston, and Lewis Morris. For New Jersey, Richard Stockton, John Hart, is that JNO? It's not Jono. JNO Witherspoon, Abracadabra Clark, Francis Hopkinson. For Pennsylvania, Robert Morris, Jasper Smith, Benjamin Rush, George Taylor, Benjamin Franklin, James Wilson, John Morton, George Ross, and George Clymer. From Delaware, Caesar Rodney, Thomas McKean, and George Reed. From Maryland, Samuel Chase, Charles Carroll of Carleton, William Paca, and Thomas Stone. From Virginia, George Wythe, Thomas Nelson Jr., Richard Henry Lee, Francis Lightfoot, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Harrison, and Carter Braxton. It was Francis Lightfoot Lee. Lee was not a separate person. From North Carolina, William Hooper, John Penn, Joseph Hughes. From South Carolina, Thomas Hayward, Thomas Lynch Jr., Arthur Middleton, Edward Rutledge. And from Georgia, Button Gwinnett, George Walton, and Lyman Hall. Also, I don't remember which one. One of these guys signed his name way larger than everyone else's. Also important to note that everyone who signed their name on this was effectively just announcing that they committed high treason and would be subject to execution. So, just remember that. There we go. The Declaration of Independence. Good document. Not too long. The next one is the Constitution, which is comprised of both the Bill of Rights along with all of the extra amendments as well. So this one is going to be a bit of a longer read, but no less important. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. Article 1, Section 1. All legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and a House of Representatives. Section 2. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people of the several states, and the electors in each state shall have the qualifications requisite for the electors of the numerous branch of the state legislature. No person shall be a representative who shall not have attained the age of 25 years, and been 7 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state in which he shall be chosen. Representatives and direct taxes shall be apportioned among the several states which may be included within the Union, according to their respective numbers, which shall be determined by adding to the whole number of free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years, and excluding Indians not taxed, 3/5 of all other persons. Yeah, yeah. Remember, folks, this is how it was written. The actual enumeration shall be made within 3 years after the first meeting of the Congress of the United States, and within every subsequent term of 10 years, in such manner as they shall by law direct. The number of representatives shall not exceed 1 for every 30,000, but each state shall have at least 1 representative, and until such enumeration shall be made, the state of New Hampshire shall be entitled to choose 3, Massachusetts 8, Rhode Island and the Providence Plantations 1, Connecticut 5, New York 6, New Jersey 4, Pennsylvania 8, Delaware 1, Maryland 6, Virginia 10, North Carolina 5, South Carolina 5, and Georgia 3. When vacancies happen in the representation from any state, the executive authority thereof shall issue writs of election to fill such vacancies. The House of Representatives shall choose their speaker and other officers, and shall have the sole power of impeachment. Am I reading the Bill of Rights? Hey, Mobius, I'm reading the whole Constitution right now. We just finished with the Declaration of Independence. So we're right now on Section 3. The Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, chosen by the legislature thereof, for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. Immediately after they shall be assembled in consequence of the first election, they shall be divided as equally as may be into 3 classes. The seats of the senators of the first class shall be vacated at the expiration of the second year, of the second class at the expiration of the 4th year, and of the third class at the expiration of the 6th year, so that 1/3 may be chosen every second year. And if vacancies happen by resignation or otherwise during the recess of the legislature of any state, the executive thereof may make temporary appointments until the next meeting of the legislature, which shall then fill such vacancies. Yes. No person shall be a senator who shall not have attained the age of 30 years and been 9 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of the state for which he shall be chosen. It is interesting. I wonder how they chose the arbitrary choice of 30 years old and then 9 years a citizen. That's an interesting one. I'm not sure how that was chosen initially. The Vice President of the United States shall be President of the Senate, but shall have no vote unless they be equally divided. The Senate shall choose their other officers, and also a President pro tempore, in the absence of the Vice President, or when he shall exercise the office of the President of the United States. The Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments. When sitting for that purpose, they shall be on oath or affirmation. When the President of the United States is tried, the Chief Justice shall preside, and no person shall be convicted without the concurrence of 2/3 of the members present. Judgment in cases of impeachment shall not extend further than to the removal from office, and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor, trust, or profit under the United States. But the party convicted shall nevertheless be liable and subject to indictment, trial, judgment, and punishment according to law. Section 4. The times, places, and manner of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature thereof, but the Congress may at any time by law make or alter such regulations except as to the places of choosing senators. It's interesting they keep using choosing instead of a double O, just a U. That must be an old spelling. The Congress shall assemble at least once in every year, and such meeting shall be on the first Monday in December, unless they shall by law appoint a different day. Section 5. Each house shall be the judge of the elections, returns, and qualifications of its own members, and a majority of each shall constitute a quorum to do business. But a smaller number may adjourn from day to day, and may be authorized to compel the attendance of absent members in such manner and under such penalties as each house may provide. Each house may determine the rules of its proceedings, punish its members for disorderly behavior, and with the concurrence of 2/3, expel a member. Each house shall keep a journal of its proceedings, and from time to time publish the same, excepting such parts as may in their judgment require secrecy. And the yeas and nays of the members of either house on any question shall, at the desire of 1/5 of those present, be entered on the journal. Neither house during the session of Congress shall, without the consent of the other, adjourn for more than 3 days, nor to any place than that in which the 2 houses shall be sitting. Section 6. The senators and the representatives shall receive a compensation for their services, to be ascertained by law and paid out of the Treasury of the United States, aka by the taxpayers. They shall, in all cases except treason, felony, and breach of the peace, be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of their respective houses, and in going to and returning from the same, and for any speech or debate in either house, they shall not be questioned in any other place. No senator or representative shall, during the time for which he was elected, be appointed to any civil office under the authority of the United States, which shall have been created, or the emoluments there whereof shall have been increased during such time. And no person holding any office under the United States shall be a member of either the House during his continuation in office. A lot of rules here. Section 7. All bills for raising revenue shall originate in the House of Representatives, but the Senate may propose or concur with the amendments as on other bills. Every bill which shall have passed the House of Representatives and the Senate shall, before it became a law, be presented to the President of the United States. If he approve, he shall sign it. But if not, he shall return it with his objections. Let me slow it down. With his objections to that house in which it shall have originated, who shall enter the objections at large on their journal and proceed to reconsider it. If after such reconsideration 2/3 of that house shall agree to pass the bill, it shall be sent, together with the objections, to the other house, by which it shall likewise be reconsidered. And if approved by 2/3 of that house, it shall become a law. But in all such cases, the votes of both houses shall be determined by yeas and nays, and the names of the persons voting for and against the bill shall be entered on the journal of each house respectively. If any bill shall not be returned by the President within 10 days, Sundays excepted, after it shall have been presented to him, the same shall be a law, in like manner as if he had signed it, unless the Congress by their adjournment prevents its return, in which case it shall not be a law. Every order, resolution, or vote to which the concurrence of the Senate and House of Representatives may be necessary, except on a question of adjournment, shall be presented to the President of the United States, and, before the same shall take effect, shall be approved by him, or, being disapproved by him, shall be repassed by 2/3 of the Senate and the House of Representatives, according to the rules and limitations prescribed in the case of a bill. Section 8. The Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. But all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. To borrow money on the credit of the United States. To regulate commerce with the foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian tribes. To establish an uniform rule of naturalization and uniform laws on the subject of bankruptcies throughout the United States. To coin money, regulate the value thereof, and of foreign coin, and fix the standard of weights and measures. To provide for the punishment of counterfeiting the securities and current coin of the United States. To establish post offices and post roads. To promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. To constitute tribunals inferior to the Supreme Court. To define and punish piracies and felonies committed on the high seas and offenses against the law of nations, to declare war, grant letters of marque and reprisal, and to make rules concerning captures on land and water, to raise and support armies, but no appropriation of money to that use shall be for a longer term than 2 years, to provide and maintain a navy, to make rules for the government and regulation of the land and naval forces, to provide for calling forth the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repel invasions, to provide for organizing, arming, and disciplining the militia, and for governing such part of them as may be employed by the service of the United States, reserving to the states respectively the appointment of the officers and the authority of training the militia according to the discipline prescribed by Congress. To exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over the district not exceeding 10 miles square, as may, by cession of particular states, and the acceptance of Congress, become the seat of the government of the United States, and to exercise like authority over all places purchased by the consent of the legislature of the state, in which the same shall be, for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings, and to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers and all other powers vested by this Constitution in the government of the United States or in any department or officer thereof. Ugh, that was a long section. Or maybe there was just a lot of things that it allowed Congress to do. The migration or importation of such this is section 9. The migration or importation of such persons as any of the states now existing shall think proper to admit shall not be prohibited by Congress prior to the year 1808. But a tax or duty may be imposed on such importation not exceeding $10 for each person. So they put a time frame on that one. That's interesting. The privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended unless when in cases of rebellion or invasion the public safety may require it. No bill or of attainder or ex post facto law shall be passed. No capitation or other direct tax shall be laid unless in proportion to the census of enumeration herein before directed to be taken. No tax or duty shall be laid on the articles exported from any state. No preference shall be given by any regulation of commerce or revenue to the ports of one state over those of another, nor shall vessels bound to or from one state be obliged to enter, clear, or pay duties in another. No money shall be drawn from the treasury, but in consequence of appropriations made by law and a regular statement and account of the receipts and expenditures of all public money shall be published from time to time. Gotta say, I'm very happy that we have this one right here, so we no longer have to be taxed or paid just to travel from state to state. It's because of that's the way it is. No title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding any office or profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of Congress, except of any present annulment, office, or title of any kind whatsoever from any king, prince, or foreign state. Section 10. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make a thing but gold and silver, coin a tender in payment of debts, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any imposts or duties on imports or exports, except what may be absolutely necessary for executing its inspection laws. And the net produce of all duties and imposts laid by any state on imports or exports shall be for use of the Treasury of the United States, and all such laws shall be subject to the revision and control of the Congress. No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any duty of tonnage, keep troops or ships of war in time of peace, enter into any agreement or compact with another state, or with a foreign power, or engage in war unless actually invaded, or in such imminent danger as will not admit of delay. They're using a lot of big words here that are not really used a whole lot anymore. Duty of tonnage and all that. Also, there is a storm running through my area and my lights are flickering, and I've had power fizzle out a couple times. So if my stream cuts out, that is why. All right. That was Article 1. Article 2, Section 1. The executive power shall be vested in a President of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the Vice President, chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. Each state shall appoint in a manner as the legislature thereof may direct a number of electors equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the state may be entitled in the Congress, but no senator or representative or person holding an office of trust or profit under the United States shall be appointed an elector. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for 2 persons, of one whom at least shall not be an inhabitant of the same state with themselves, and they shall make a list of all the persons voted for, and of the number of votes for each, which list they shall sign and certify, and transmit sealed to the seat of the government of the United States, directed to the President of the Senate. The President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and the House of Representatives, open all of the certificates, and the votes shall then be counted. The person having the greatest number of votes shall be the President, if such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed, and if there be more than one who have such majority, and have an equal number of votes, then the House of Representatives shall immediately choose by ballot one of them for President, and if no person have a majority, then from the 5 highest on the list, the said House shall in like manner choose the President. But in choosing the President, the votes shall be taken by states. The representation from each state having 1 vote, a quorum for this purpose shall consist of a member or members from 2/3 of the states, and a majority of all the states shall be necessary to a choice. In every case, after the choice of the President, the person having the greatest number of votes in the electors shall be the Vice President. But if there should remain 2 or more that have equal votes, the Senate shall choose from them by ballot of the Vice President. The Congress may determine the time of choosing the electors and the day on which they shall give their votes, which day shall be the same throughout the United States. No person except a natural born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to the office of President. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained the age of 35 years and been 14 years a resident within the United States. In case of the removal of the President from the office, or of his death, resignation, or inability to discharge the powers and duties of the said office, the same shall devolve into the Vice President, and the Congress may, by law, provide for the case of removal, death, resignation, or inability, both of the President and the Vice President, declaring what officer shall then act as President, and such officer shall act accordingly until disability be removed, or a President shall be elected. The President shall, at stated times, receive for his services a compensation, which shall neither be increased nor diminished during the period for which he has been elected, and he shall not receive within that period any other annulment from the United States or any of them. Before he enter on the execution of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Section 2. The President shall be the Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States, and of the militia of the several states when called into the actual service of the United States. He may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective offices, and he shall have the power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. He shall have power, by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, to make treaties, provided 2/3 of the senators present concur, and he shall nominate, and by with the advice and consent of the Senate, shall appoint ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, judges of the Supreme Court, and all other officers of the United States whose appointments are not herein otherwise provided for, and which shall be established by law. But Congress may by law vest the appointment of such inferior officers as they think proper in the President alone, in the courts of law, or in the heads of departments. The President shall have the power to fill up all vacancies that may happen during a recess of the Senate by granting commissions which shall expire at the end of their next session. He shall, from time to time, give to the Congress information of the state of the Union, and recommend their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. He may on extraordinary occasions convene both houses, or either of them, and in case of disagreement between them, with respect to the time of adjournment, he may adjourn them from such time as he shall think proper. He shall receive ambassadors and other public ministers, and he shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed, and shall commission all the officers of the United States. That was Section 3. Section 4. The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. I already forget how many articles there are, but we're on Article 3 now. Section 1, the judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court. Oh, there's 3 articles, I guess, one for each of the branches. And in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. The judges, both the Supreme and inferior courts, shall hold their offices during good behavior, and shall at stated times receive for their services a compensation which shall not be diminished during the continuance in office. By the way, if anyone's like, wow, you're an idiot for not knowing this, I haven't read this since I was in high school, and also, yes, I am kind of dumb. Section 2. The judicial power shall extend to all cases in law and equity arising under this Constitution, the laws of the United States, and the treaties made, or which shall be made under the authority. To all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers, and consuls. To all cases of admiralty and maritime jurisdiction, to controversies to which the United States shall be a party, to controversies between 2 or more states, between a state and citizens or another state, between citizens of different states, between citizens of the same state claiming lands under grants of different states, and between a state or its citizens thereof and foreign states, citizens, or subjects. In all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, and those in which a state shall be party, the Supreme Court shall have original jurisdiction. In all of the other cases before mentioned, the Supreme Court shall have appellate jurisdiction, as both to law and fact, and with such exceptions, and under such regulations as the Congress shall make. The trial of all crimes, except in cases of impeachment, shall be by jury, and such trial shall be held in the state where said crimes shall have been committed. But when not committed within any state, the trial shall be at such place or places as the Congress made by law have directed. Section 3. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on that testimony of 2 witnesses to the same overt act or on confession in open court. The Congress shall have power to declare the punishment of treason, but no attainer of treason shall work with corruption of blood or forfeiture except during the life of the person detained. Oh, here we go. We actually do have more articles. Article 4, Section 1. Full faith and credit shall be given in each state to the public acts, records, and judicial proceedings of every other state, and the Congress may, by general laws, prescribe the manner in which such acts, recordings, and proceedings shall be proved, and the effect thereof. Section 2. The citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states. A person charged in any state with treason, felony, or other crime, who shall flee from justice and be found in another state, shall, on demand of the executive authority of the state from which he fled, be delivered up to be removed to the state having jurisdiction of the crime. No person held to service or labor in one state under the laws thereof, escaping into another, shall, in consequence of any law or regulation therein, be discharged from such service or labor, but shall be delivered up on the claim of the party to whom such service or labor may be due. Section 3. New states may be admitted by the Congress into this union, but no new state shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any other state, nor any state be formed by the junction of 2 or more states, or parts of states without the consent of the legislatures of the states concerned as well as that of Congress. The Congress shall have the power to dispose of and make all the needful rules and regulations respecting the territory or other property belonging to the United States, and nothing in this Constitution shall be so construed as to prejudice any claims of the United States or of any particular state. Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion, and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. Article 5. The Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution, or, on the application of the legislatures of 2/3 of several states, shall call a convention for proposing amendments, which, in either case, shall be valid to all intents and purposes as part of this Constitution when ratified by the legislatures of 3/4 of the several states, or by conventions in 3/4 thereof, as the one or the other mode of ratification may be proposed by Congress, provided that no amendment which may be made prior to the year 1808 shall in any manner affect the 1st and 4th clauses in the 9th section of the 1st article, and that no state without its consent shall be deprived of its equal suffrage in the Senate. Article 6. All debts contracted and engagements entered into before the adoption of this Constitution shall be as valid against the United States under this Constitution, as well as under the Confederation. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made of which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the Supreme Court of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. The senators and representatives before mentioned, and the members of several state legislatures, and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution, but no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. Article 7. The ratification of the conventions of the United States shall be sufficient for the establishment of this Constitution between the states so ratifying the same, done in convention by the unanimous consent of the states present in the 17th day of September in the year of our Lord 1787, and of the independence of the United States of America in the 12th in witness, whereof we have hereunto subscribed our names. George Washington, President and Deputy from Virginia. From New Hampshire, John Langdon, Nicholas Gilman. From Massachusetts, Nathaniel Gorham, Rufus Kane. Connecticut, William Samuel Johnson and Roger Sherman. From New York, Alexander Hamilton. From New Jersey, William Livingston, David Beerley, William Patterson, and Johannes Dayton. I don't know. Jonas Dayton? Jonas? I don't know. Jonah Dayton. Pennsylvania, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Mifflin, Robert Morris, George Clymer, Thomas Fitzsimmons, Jared Ingersoll, James Wilson, and Governor Morris. or go of Morris. I don't remember everybody's names. I can barely remember the names of my friends and family, bro. Delaware, George Reed, Gunning Bedford, June, John Dickinson, Richard Bassett, Jacob Broom. Maryland, James McHenry, Dan of St. Thomas Jennifer, and Daniel Carroll. Virginia, John Blair and James Madison Jr. North Carolina, William Blount, Richard Dobbs Spate, and Hubert Williamson. I'm guessing that's what HU stands for. South Carolina, John Rutledge, Charles Coatsworth Pinckney, Charles Pinckney, Pierce Butler. And for Georgia, William Few and Abraham Baldwin. Attest, William Jackson, Secretary. In Convention of Monday, September the 17th, 1787, present the states of New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Mr. Hamilton from New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Resolved that the preceding Constitution be laid before the United States in Congress assembled, and that it is the opinion of this convention that it should afterwards be submitted to a convention of delegates chosen in each state by the people thereof, under the recommendation of its legislature, for their assent and ratification, so that each convention assenting to and ratifying the same should give notice thereof to the United States in Congress assembled. Resolved that it is the opinion of the convention that as soon as the conventions of the United States shall have ratified this Constitution, the United States in Congress assembled should fix a day in which the electors should be appointed by the states which shall have ratified the same, and a day on which the electors should assemble to vote for the president, and the time and place for commencing proceedings under this Constitution. That after such publication, the electors should be appointed, the senators and representatives elected, that the electors should meet on the day fixed for the election of the president, and should transmit their votes certified, signed, sealed, and directed as the Constitution requires to the Secretary of the United States in Congress assembled, that the senators and representatives should convene at a time and place assigned, and that the senators should appoint a president of the Senate for the sole purpose of receiving, opening, and counting the votes for president, and that after he shall be chosen, the Congress, together with the President, should without delay proceed to execute this Constitution. By the unanimous order of the Convention, George Washington, President, and William Jackson, the Secretary. Language and brackets have been changed by the amendment. All right. That was just the first part, though, folks, because now we're off to the Bill of Rights. The amendments of the Constitution of the United States as ratified by the states. Preamble to the Bill of Rights. Congress of the United States begun and held at the city of New York on Wednesday, the 4th of March. The conventions of a number of states, having at time of their adopting the Constitution, expressed a desire in order to prevent misconstruction or abuse of its powers that further declaratory and restrictive clauses should be added, and as extending the ground of public confidence of the government will best ensure the beneficent ends of its institution. Resolved by the Senate and the House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, 2/3 of both houses concurring, that the following articles be proposed as legislatures of the several states as amendments to the Constitution of the United States. All or any of the articles, when ratified by 3/4 of the said legislatures, shall be valid to all intents and purposes as part of the said Constitution. Articles in addition to and amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America proposed by Congress and ratified by the legislature of the several states pursuant of the 5th article of the original Constitution. So the first 10 amendments of the Constitution were ratified December 15th, 1791, and from what that is what is known as the Bill of Rights. So here we get to the amendments. First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people to peacefully assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Second Amendment. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Amendment 3. No soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. That's an amendment we don't really think about these days, but that was a big one. Amendment 4. The right of the people to be secure in their houses, in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath of or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized. Amendment 5. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless the presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising when in the land or naval forces, or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb. Nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor to be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. Amendment 6. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial. Hear that? Speedy and public, by way of an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed by the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. Amendment 7. In suits at common law, where the value of controversy shall exceed $20, the right to trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of common law. Now, here's a question I have. $20 was worth a whole lot more back then. Have they adjusted for inflation, or is it actually still $20? Amendment 8. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. Amendment 9. The enumeration in this Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Amendment 10. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited to it by the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. All right, that was the Bill of Rights. The remaining 17 amendments were added afterwards. Amendment 11, passed by Congress March 4th, 1794, ratified February 7th, 1795. Note, a portion of Article 3, Section 2 of the Constitution was modified by the 11th Amendment. The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state, or by citizens or subject of any foreign state. Amendment 12, passed by Congress December 9th, 1803, ratified June 15th, 1804. That was my birthday. Wow, that took a while to ratify. Note, a portion of Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution was changed by the 12th Amendment. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for president and vice president, one of whom at least shall not be inhabitant of the same state which themselves. They shall name in their ballots the person voted for as president, and in distinct ballots the person voted for as vice president. They shall make distinct lists of all persons voted for as president and of all persons voted for as vice president, and of the number of votes for each, which lists they shall sign and certify and transmit sealed to the seat of the government of the United States. Directed to the Senate, President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and the House of Representatives, open all the certificates, and the votes shall then be counted. The person having the greatest number of votes for president shall be president, if such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed, and if no person have such a majority, then from the persons having the highest numbers not exceeding 3 of the list on the above voted for as president, the House of Representatives shall choose immediately by ballot the president. That was an incredible run-on sentence. Dear Lord, that was like a full paragraph in and of itself. Oh. Try breaking it up a bit and using smaller sentences. But in choosing the president, the votes shall be taken by states. The representation from each state having 1 vote, a quorum for this purpose shall consist of a member or members from 2/3 of the states, and a majority of all the states shall be necessary to a choice. And if the House of Representatives shall not choose a president, whenever the right of choice shall devolve upon them, before the 4th day of March next following, then the vice president shall act as president, as in case of the death or other constitutional disability of the president. The person having the greatest number of votes as vice president shall be vice president, if such number be a majority or the whole number of electors appointed, and if no such person have a majority, then from the 2 highest numbers on the list the Senate shall choose the vice president. A quorum for the purpose shall consist of 2/3 of the whole number of senators, and a majority of the whole number shall be necessary for a choice. But no person constitutionally ineligible to the office of president shall be eligible for that of vice president of the United States. Amendment 13, passed by Congress January 31st of 1865, ratified December 6th of 1865. Section 1. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States, or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Section 2. Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Amendment 14, passed by Congress on June 13th of 1866, ratified July 9th of 1868. Wow, that took over 2 years to ratify. Section 1. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Lights flickered there, but I think we're still going. That's a lot of amendments. Welcome to the government, Marty. Yes, there's a lot of laws in here, and this is far from all of them. I could never be a lawyer, man. It's hard enough to memorize and like remember this stuff, but having to remember all the little laws on top of that, I could never. Section 2, representatives shall be apportioned among the several states according to their respective numbers, counting the whole number of persons in each state, excluding Indians not taxed. But when the right to vote at any election for the choice of electors for President and Vice President of the United States, representatives in Congress, the executive and judicial officers of a state, or the members of the legislature thereof, is denied to any of the male inhabitants of such state, being 21 years of age, and citizens of the United States, or in any way abridged, except for participation in rebellion or other crime, the basis of representation therein shall be reduced in the proportion which the number of such male citizens shall bear to the whole number of male citizens 21 years of age in such state. Yeah, they changed the voting age after that one. Section 3, no person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector in the president of and vice president or hold any office civil or military under the United States or under any state who having previously taken an oath as member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the time, or against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. Section 4, the validity of the public debt of the United States authorized by law, including debts incurred for payment of pensions and bounties for services in suppressing insurrection or rebellion, shall not be questioned. But neither the United States nor any state shall assume or pay any debt or obligation incurred in the aid of insurrection or rebellion against the United States, or against any claim for the loss of emancipation of any slave, but all such debts, obligations, and claims shall be held illegal and void. And Section 5, the Congress shall have the power to enforce, by appropriate legislation, the provisions of this article. I don't think you need do you really need a separate section just for that? Is that not really just self-evident? Guess you gotta close all the loopholes. Amendment 15, passed by Congress on the 26th of February, 1869, ratified February 3rd, 1870. Section 1, the right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on the account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. Section 2, the Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Amendment 16, passed by Congress July 2nd, 1909, ratified February 3rd, 1913. Wow, that took a real long time to be ratified. The Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes on incomes from whatever source derived without appropriate from several states and without regard to any census or enumeration. Boo! Get rid of that one. Get rid of income tax. That was never supposed to be permanent. That was supposed to be temporary. Get rid of that amendment. Amendment 17, passed by Congress in May 13th of 1912, ratified April 8th, 1913. The Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, elected by the people thereof for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. The electors in each state shall have the qualifications requisite for electors and most numerous branch of the state legislatures. When vacancies happen in the representation of any state in the Senate, the executive authority of such state shall issue writs of election to fill such vacancies, provided that the legislature of any state may empower the executive thereof to make temporary appointments until the people fill the vacancies by election as the legislature may direct. This amendment shall not be so construed as to affect the election or term of any senator chosen before it becomes valid as part of the Constitution. Amendment 18, passed by Congress December 18th, 1917, ratified January 16th, 1919, repealed by the 21st Amendment. Ew. Section 1. After 1 year from the ratification of this article, the manufacture, sale, or transportation of intoxicating liquors within the importation thereof into or the exportation thereof from the United States and all territories subject to the jurisdiction thereof for beverages purposes is hereby prohibited. Section 2. The Congress and several states have concurrent power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Section 3. This article shall be inoperative unless it shall have been ratified as an amendment to the Constitution by the legislatures of several states, as provided in the Constitution within 7 years from the date of submission hereof to the United States by the Congress. Yeah, that amendment didn't last too long. that was a prohibition. Turns out banning alcohol doesn't really work. Amendment 19, passed by Congress June 4th, 1919, ratified August 18th, 1920. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. See, that one didn't have a separate section. It was all just part of one section. So why do some of them have two separate sections for those parts? Amendment 20, passed by Congress on March 2nd, of 1932, ratified on January 23rd, 1933. This Article 1, Section 4 of this Constitution was modified by Section 2 of this amendment. In addition, a portion of the 12th Amendment was superseded by Section 3. Section 1. In terms of the President and Vice President, or the terms of the President and Vice President shall end at noon on the 20th day of January, and the terms of Senators and Representatives at noon on the 3rd day of January, of the years in which such terms would have ended if this article had not been ratified, and the terms of their successors shall then begin. Section 2, the Congress shall assemble at least once in every year, and such meeting shall begin at noon on the 3rd day of January, unless they shall by law appoint a different day. Section 3, if at time fixed for the beginning of the term of the President-elect shall have died, the Vice President shall become the President. If a President shall not have been chosen before the time fixed for the beginning of his term, or if the President-elect shall have failed to qualify, then the Vice President-elect shall act as President until a President shall have qualified. And the Congress may by law provide for the case wherein neither a President-elect nor a Vice President shall have qualified, declaring who shall then act as President, or the manner in which one is to act shall be selected, and such a person shall act accordingly until a President or Vice President shall have qualified. I hope this is the last part of the Constitution, because I'm already throwing up my voice a bit. Section 4. The Congress may by law provide for the case of the death of any persons from the House of Representatives, may choose a president whenever the right of choice shall have devolved upon them, and for the case of the death of any persons from whom the Senate may choose a vice president, wherever the right of choice shall have devolved upon them. Section 5. Sections 1 and 2 shall take effect on the 15th day of October following the ratification of this article. Section 6. This article shall be inoperative unless it shall have been ratified as an amendment to the Constitution by the legislatures of 3/4 of several states within 7 years from the date of its submission. Amendment 21, passed by Congress on February 20th, 1933, ratified December 5th. That's supposed to say 1933, not 933. I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. Section 1, the 18th article of amendment to the Constitution of the United States is hereby repealed. Section 2, the transportation or importation of any state, territory, or possession of the United States for delivery or use therein of intoxicating liquors in violation of laws thereof is hereby prohibited. Yeah. So it's just undoing the prohibition one. Amendment 22, passed by Congress March of 21st, 1947, ratified February 27th. Again, supposed to be 1951, not 951. Section 1, no person shall be elected to the office of the President more than twice, and no person who has held the office of President or acted as President for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected President shall be elected to the office of President more than once. But this article shall not apply to any person holding the office of President when this article was proposed by Congress, and it shall not prevent any person who may be holding the office of President or acting as President during the term within which this article becomes operative from holding the office of President or acting as President during the remainder of such term. Section 2. This article shall be inoperative unless it has been ratified as an amendment to the Constitution by the legislatures of 3/4 of the several states within 7 years from its date of submission to the states by Congress. Amendment 23, passed by Congress June 16th, 1960, ratified March 29th, 1961. Section 1. The district constituting the state of government of the United States shall appoint in such a manner as Congress may direct a number of electors of president and vice president equal to the whole number of senators and representatives in Congress to which the district would be entitled if it were a state, but in no event more than the least populous state. They shall be in addition to those appointed by the states, but they shall be considered for the purposes of the election of president and vice president to be electors appointed by a state, and they shall meet in the district and perform such duties as provided by the 12th article of amendment. Section 2. The Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Amendment 24. Passed by Congress August 27, 1962. Ratified January 23, 1964. Section 1. The right of citizens of the United States to vote in any primary or other election for president or vice president, for electors of president or vice president, or for senator or representatives in Congress shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or any state for any reason of failure to pay poll tax or other tax. Section 2. The Congress shall have the power to enforce this article. No, duh. You don't have to say that for every single one. Amendment 15, passed by Congress July 6th of 1965, ratified February 10th, 1967. This was modified by the 25th. Oh, no, this is our modifying part of the Constitution. That's fine. Okay. Section 1, in case of the removal of president from office or of his death or resignation, the vice president shall become the president. Section 2, whenever there is a vacancy in the office of the president shall nominate a vice president who shall take office upon confirmation of a majority vote by both houses of Congress. Section 3, whenever the president transmits to the president pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives his written declaration that he is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office, and until he transmits them in a written declaration to the contrary, such powers and duties shall be discharged by the vice president as acting president. Section 4, whenever the vice president and the majority of either president officers or of the executive departments or of such other body as Congress may by law transmit to the president pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives their written declaration that the president is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office, and the vice president shall immediately assume the powers and duties of the office as acting president. Thereafter, when the president transmits to the president pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives his written declaration that no inability exists, he shall resume the powers and duties of his office unless the vice president and the majority of either the principal officers of the executive department or of other such body as Congress may by law transmit within 4 days to the president pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives their written declaration that the president is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office. Thereapon, Congress shall decide the issue, assembling within 48 hours for that purpose, if not in session. If the Congress within 21 days after receipt of the latter written declaration, or if Congress is not in session within 21 days after Congress is required to assemble, determines by 2/3 vote both the House and that the president is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office, the vice president shall continue to discharge the same as acting president. Otherwise, the president shall resume the powers and duties of his office. Oh my gosh! Why are these sentences like the size of an entire paragraph? I feel like there was a much more concise way to have worded that, but then again, I'm also not in lawmaking. Hey, Frost Ranger of the Frozen Realm, welcome. Happy 4th of July and happy 250th birthday indeed. I think we're getting to the end of this document. We have 2 amendments left. Amendment 16, that's not 16, that's 26. Passed by Congress March 23rd, 1971, ratified July 1st, 1971. That's probably one of the fastest times they've been ratified. Yes, this Amendment 14 was modified by this section. Section 1, the right of citizens of the United States who are 18 years of age or older to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States. Well, I wonder why they changed the voting age. They don't explain the why here. And yeah, Congress has the power to enforce this. Finally, we got the 27th Amendment, originally proposed September 25th, 1789, ratified May 7th, 1992. This is definitely the longest time ratified. Jeez Louise, it took over 200 years to ratify that one. No law varying the compensation for the services of the senators and representatives shall take effect until an election of representatives shall have intervened. And there we go. The end of the Constitution. You know, we got for the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution within an hour, so there we go. All right. Well, I'm glad I did that. It's good to remind yourself of the founding documents of the country that you live in. Now, let's make things a bit more exciting, because 1 hour stream is a little bit tame. So here's what we're gonna do. We are going to play some games. Specifically, we're going to play... Well, okay, admittedly, I know that I've already done a Let's Play on this somewhat recently, but you know what? We're playing Mickey Speedway USA because it's got USA in the name, and literally no other reason. Plus, this is actually my console copy, not an emulator version, so there's actually some stuff we haven't done. Oh boy! Mickey Speedway USA! Now that we've read the Constitution, we're ready to actually drive through the United States. Oh, if you want to use the rumble pack, please insert it now. I think I'm good, Von Drake. So yeah, this is just a kart racer where all of the courses are just places in the USA. Starring Mickey Mouse and friends. Now, we could do Grand Prix mode, or we could do time trial mode. I think at the very... So we got Mickey, Daisy, Goofy, Pete, Minnie, Donald. We've also got Dewey and Louie, not Huey, because Huey we gotta pay like $100 in order to unlock at this point in time. The reason the voting age was changed to 18 is because the sentiment at the time was if 18 was old enough to risk your life to fight an award, should be old enough to vote. You know what? I get that. I don't know why the drinking age hasn't been reduced then. But that makes somewhat sense. And then, of course, we've got Von Drake. Who's the best and worst character by far.
What a nifty choice. Let's test these beauties out.
Let's play Von Drake and see how bad he is. All right. Let's start with a time trial. Time trial in the first level of Indianapolis. All right, let's see if I remember how to play, even though I'm using a different controller than I used in my Let's Play. All right, so far so good. Oh, lost some time there. All right, first lap could have gone a little bit better, but not too bad. Oh, shoot. Yeah. You really don't want to touch off-road as Von Drake. It's his greatest weakness. Drifting helps us maintain our speed. This is beautiful. We're not touching the off-road this time. By the way, if you're like, wow, this doesn't look that hard, trust me, you try playing as Von Drake, and we'll see if you still think that.
Oh, wow, new record!
Yeah, new record. All right, let's see if that was... I don't think we get the time trial medal for that. Something's telling me. Nope. We definitely did not. All right, well. We can at least input our name. All right, let's try that again. But this time, I think we actually have... Oh, wait, you know what? We haven't enabled time trial ghosts. Whoops, maybe we should do that. Oh yeah, see how much faster we're going because we didn't touch the off-road in that one part? Gotta drift! I kind of like the time trials where they're almost like puzzles of like, oh, you can do this as Von Drake, but it's figuring out how you do it as Von Drake. Von Drake is literally a puzzle character because he's so bad. He's super fast if he can maintain his speed, but he's so bad other than that. But like, look at the lead we have now over on Ghost. Off-road is a death sentence for Von Drake. But if you can just keep drifting, not too bad. Also, you do not want to turn without drifting or your speed will tank. All right, that's definitely giving us the time trial medal for that one. Yeah! I designed this too good. There we go. We get that beautiful medal. Alright, that was a nice warm-up. Now let's actually do some Grand Prix. That'll be more entertaining, methinks. But first, we gotta cheat. Oh, we definitely want the heckle button. Yes. Rainbow goo, yes. Unlimited retries, yes. Alright. Let's go traffic troubles first. We're gonna play on mirror mode because those are the only cups that we don't have the platinum trophies on. And now we get all of the obnoxious character noises. Now we're gonna get all Mickey and his friends being like, "Ah!" like talking all the time. Oh my gosh, we got a spritzer? No flipping way. Look at that lead we've already got. Just the power-ups, but we don't really need that power-up. Most power-ups in this game kind of stink. Oh. The heckle button is just use power-up when you don't have it, and you're just extra obnoxious in a game where you're already super obnoxious. Well, we're like 7 seconds ahead. Well, Ludwig can dominate at these early cups, but the later cups, it's literally just not possible to play as him. We'll see that. We'll show that off. Don't worry. I'll try the victory vehicles and frantic finale as Von Drake, but we're probably not getting very far. All right, and besides, that's the easiest course. That's the warm-up course. Now we're going to San Francisco. Alright, so far so good. Oh! I couldn't tell which way I was supposed to drift. Oh yeah, oof! That acceleration though. Minnie was at first. Oh, I don't think so. Oh wow, 14 roof tokens though, that's pretty nice. Don't be any tracer chasers, those are useless. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh shoot, I should not have let go of the drift button. Oh! This isn't even that hard of a level and I'm already failing. Oh no! That's the thing about Ludwig. If you mess up, you're goofing real hard. Ew. I keep forgetting you can't turn if you're not drifting or you lose so much speed. All right, no, we're good, we're good.
Ooh, how wonderful.
Wow, wonderful. All right, next course I think is a little bit easier. Not as many sharp turns, but there's also no boost pads. It's New Mexico, everybody. The road's very wide here, which really helps with the drifting. Oh, Spritzer! How is Goofy in last? Isn't Goofy supposed to be, like, the fastest character aside from Von Drake? Also, we got no Pete. If you play as one of the unlockable characters, they always remove Pete. Oh wow. Holy moly, my lead is so good that people are using Stormy Weather as a power-up. Stormy Weather never happens normally. Paint splotcher. That's fine. The portraits in the lower left are a little weird. With the characters' faces are kind of derpy sometimes. Especially the unlockable ones. Oh, look at that. 27 points. We are now off to the only hard level from the first cup. At least for Ludwig. Grand Canyon. This is where we might have to retry. So far, so good. Ooh. Alright, this is the part where things get a little bit tricky. You have to lose a lot of speed at that part, although I lost a lot more than I needed to. Oh, let's go! That's bad. That's real bad. Out of my way! The professor's coming through! Goofy's now the main cop. That is surprising. Please don't come back and hit me. Bro, I swear to God, when you launch those forwards, they always hit me. I cannot lose to Donald. I need the platinum trophy. Otherwise, what's this all even been about? Okay, Spritzer is real nice. That's really not good. I dodged the power-ups. That was right on my tail. But we got a boost pad at the end. Okay. Should be good. Alright, that was close. There we go. Von Drake Platinum. Oh boy. Why are we getting a special cutscene here? Secret feature open. Nice work! You unlocked a secret feature. To find out what it is, go to the options page and select cheats. Oh, we still have more cheats to unlock? I didn't know that. Cool. I guess we did that for getting a platinum on a mirror mode cup? I don't know. We still gotta unlock more features, though. The only thing we're not unlocking, basically, is we're not beating the New York time trial, and we're definitely not unlocking Huey. Huey He's just not a possibility. Oh boy, it's Goofy. He won bronze. Even though he was in dead last for most of that Grand Prix. Don't know how that happened. Donald wins silver. And of course, it's Mickey Speedway USA, so Von Drake wins first. And gets the platinum. Good work. And on mirror mode, no less. Alright, let's go to the second cup. Los Angeles, this is Von Drake's best track. It's literally made for him. Because it's literally just drift. Then when you're done drifting that way, drift the other way. Seriously, look at the mini-map and see how big of a lead I'm going to get. Unless I do something stupid, like hit off-road. Yep. That's an easy win for Von Drake. No worries there. And again, I want to point out, Von Drake is so much worse than I'm making him look. Like, try doing what I'm doing to Von Drake, and you're gonna realize just how bad he is. Okay, this level might give us some trouble. That's a weird face Von Drake just made. Oh no, I missed the second boost pad. Actually, this level's not nearly as bad as I remember it being. I didn't even get the second boost pad. It was on half those laps. Never mind, still easy. We're not really gonna run into big troubles until we get to New York. Which is not until the next cup, so... Next two levels should be fairly straightforward. Hey, Viva Las Vegas! Bro, they really just sniped me like that? Well, that might hurt my chances of winning. I gotta hope I get a good power-up now. There are no boost pads on this level. Yeah, it's a good power-up. The vehicle's not broken there, Von Drake. It's just, you know. Oh my gosh, you got a spritzer after that, too? That's amazing. Hey, Mickey, you're about to eat my dust. level is actually a lot of fun. Actually, a lot of the tracks are really fun if you play as Von Drake after you get practice down.
Tracer, Tracer. Baseball chucker.
It's amazing how frustrating Von Drake is to use till you kind of learn his uses. Hey, Eric, how's it going? Happy 250th birthday, USA, indeed. If you're wondering, we already finished reading the founding documents, so now we're just playing Mickey Speedway USA. All right, Philadelphia. Hey, this one's actually fairly related to the founding documents. Whoa! Well, that's not good. Well, that's very bad. No, that wasn't a... Was he saying that to himself? Normally he says you cookie driver you to other people when they mess him up, but no, that was just him. Oh. Spritzer this far behind? Oh. Alright, I'll take another spritzer. Tracer Chaser, that's like one of the most powerful. Donald. Mickey, that was my power-up. Oh my gosh, Tracer Chaser actually worked out. And if that isn't a true blue miracle, I don't know what one is. Well, there we go! Hi! I'm doing well. We got a storm coming through here, and it's been crazy hot over the last week, but doing very well on the whole. Got some good use out of my smoking today, which is great. Another secret feature. Nice work! You've unlocked a secret feature. To find out what it is, go to the options page and select cheats. Are you telling me to cheat, Von Drake? You already have like 3 cheats enabled. I guess that's true. Alright. The next cup is doable with Von Drake, but pretty tricky. And the 2 after that are like a... Yeah, they're technically possible. But why would you put yourself through that hell? Platinum! That is a long victory parade, or whatever you call it. Results. All right, time for Dakota. Not North or South Dakota, just Dakota. That is the wrong way to turn. All right, Daisy, let's tone it down. That's okay. The strategy as Von Drake is just hit the boost pad. It's such a short race, and it has 2 boost pads, so just hit them both. Whoa! I got it! Keep turning the wrong way. I actually might lose the race. That was my own stupidity, though. Hit the wall like 3 times, yeah. And on the shortest course in the game, yeah. Yeah, that's not gonna work out. Well, that's not much of a better start. Thanks for the boost. Really? I think the tree trunk just barely. Someone stole red juicy juice on the ground. Oh, Goofy caught up real fast. Oh, that's not good. I really needed to hit that boost pad. Get a spritzer? Nope. Tracer. No! No! Mickey bumped me while stationary. Wow. This is supposed to be like a super free level as Andre. Missing that boost pad on the last lap was my death knell, and Mickey did not make it better. Alright, we missed the boost pad again. That's okay. That one's not as problematic than this. I hate Mickey's victory dance when he's in first place at the start of the lap. There we go. 3rd time's the charm on Dakota, I suppose. Whew. All right. Next levels are going to be a lot trickier than Dakota. Hi, Seattle. Oh, nope. Absolutely not. We can't blow up on that. Held it just a fraction too early. We want to go really far on the inside. Oh, shoot. Actually, we didn't use nearly as much speed there as I was worried about. Wow, that was, considering we missed like the big shortcut, that was a really good first lap. Oh, that's bad. Oof. I don't know how we're still in first, but I'll take it. Actually, we're in first by a pretty decent bit, too. Can we take the shortcut this time? No, we cannot. Ugh. I'm too out of practice. If you take that shortcut, you can get another boost, and you can just rocket through the whole tunnel. Which is amazing. Wow. Man, the CPU sucked on that level. Or maybe I just raced really... I did not race really well. I missed the shortcut all 3 laps. Alright, this next level is the one I was worried about for the Cup. It's New York, my nemesis. The level that took me, like, almost 5 hours just to beat the 60-second time trial on. This level's horrible. Alright, we've probably already lost the race, everybody. Because when the CPUs get ahead on this race, you basically just can't catch them. This race is not designed for Ludwig. Yeah. Yeah. Surprised I'm not playing the most American game, NBA Street V2. That's also a pretty American game, but this game literally has USA in the title, so. All right. Move your butt down. All right. So we'll do that for one more lap. This is many magnitudes easier than the New York time trial. By the way, I think I mentioned it when I played it. The New York time trial, beating the expert staff ghost on the New York course in this game, it's literally one of the hardest gaming achievements I've ever done in my life. The whole track, if you beat the expert time ghost, is less than a minute, and it took me almost 5 hours to beat it. All right, my favorite level in the game. Also, the music is godlike on this level. So cool. Oh, almost hit Goofy. That's baloney. Oh, that's the wrong way. Yeah, that's a restart. Oof. Why is Goofy invincible already? That's the way you go when it's not mirror mode. Well, that's probably cost me the race. Unless I get good power-ups. Only Vondre could take the shortcut without slowing down the time. Dang, Goofy's got a pretty nice lead. Magnum Flyer might save me the race. Well, I guess I'm trying to take the shortcut after all. Nope, Mickey won first, like the butt he is. Oh boy! This is my game! I don't remember Chicago being this tough for Von Drake, although admittedly I was not playing very optimally.
Paint splatter.
Go for a spritzer boost right now? Yeah, I'll take these tokens as well. Ah, that's a dead end! Oh man, the trend of messing up on the first lap and just not being able to catch up continues.
Tracer.
I'm in 5th place and you give me a Tracer Chaser? Great job, Tracer Chaser. Your homing capabilities are just amazing. There we go. There we go. Still wasn't optimal, but you know, I don't mind retrying that race again and again. I love Chicago. In this game. In real life, less so. Oh boy, I only got triple the points of everyone else. Did we get another secret cheat? Yes, we did. Nice work! You have unlocked a secret feature. To find out what it is, go to the options page and select cheats. We love to cheat in this game. Oh, wow. The 3 players who have similar colors. Red, purple, and then the in-between. Mickey and Minnie were looking at each other like, how did this clown get invited to the game? This was supposed to be our game. Mickey Mouse wins 3rd. Oh boy! I love the USA! Minnie wins 2nd. And of course the Professor wins 3rd. Alright, now we enter hell. It's time for victory vehicles. We are about to die. This cup is just flat out not designed for you to even be playing as Ludwig. Yellowstone National Park is the first level, and oh boy. Beginning of the race, you're going to do terribly. Thankfully, there are tons of boost packs in the second part. What? Whoever dropped that baseball literally just made it sure I could not win the race. Like, literally. This race is one of the shortest, and if you get hit by something like as Ludwig, you flat out can't catch up. His Excel is too bad. rock is not nice.
I've also probably lost this race too, but
Especially when I get a Tracer Chaser. Tracer Chasers are supposed to be the game's version of Red Shells, and they just don't home in at all. In fact, you can literally have a straight shot and they can just immediately crash in the wall for literally no reason. Goofy. Also, I don't know why I didn't chuck the paint forwards. I was holding up. This is also far and away the easiest level here for Don Drake. This is the only level that you can actually like beat consistently. The other levels are all just poor. I did not say fire that forwards. Bro, I've never overshot that before. Mickey just drove right through the goop, even though I tossed it directly on top of it. That's what we call host privileges. Oh no, I missed the boost. Bro, Goofy was just, like, unstoppable. He just didn't mess up. I was looking at him on the map, he was just boosting perpetually. Who dropped the... Okay. I swear the AI is just out to get me. You're in 5th place and you drop paint instead of throwing it forwards? I didn't hit the boost, are you kidding me, bro? Wow, these aren't even hard boosts to hit. Oh, are you kidding me? Goofy sucking is going to hurt my ability to win. Dude, like, how did anybody get Stormy Weather on that level? I didn't think it was physically possible to fall that far behind to get Stormy Weather. This is how we want to do it. But that's not how we want to do it. Oh my gosh, the Tracer Chaser actually hit. Are you kidding me? How did nobody else hit that baseball? How? Are you kidding me? That baseball was out for the entire race and nobody hit it except me, even though it was in the middle of the road. I am convinced the AI just does not hit obstacles unless you are physically looking at them. That's what Mario Kart 64 does, so I wouldn't be surprised. Same generation. Bro! They threw a Magnum Flyer at me, and when that didn't hit, they were like, alright, we'll chuck a baseball. Like, are you for real? The AI is evil in this game, bro. Look at how far the people on the mini-map at that last part are literally clipping through the wall. I can see it on the mini-map. Seems the professor is meeting his match at last. There we go. Wow, look at the lead I had that time. All it took was them not throwing baseballs at me for once. And getting a spritzer boost, I suppose. But once again, that is the only easy level in this cup for Ludwig. Oh boy. Everything else is hell. Washington, D.C. Bro, my own baseball almost hit me again. Okay. This is my chance. Got the double invincibility. Bro, even with like triple invincibility stacking, I still had no chance, bro. Is this Scrooge McDuck? No, Mobius. I'm playing as Professor Ludwig von Drake, who is one of the worst racing characters in all of racing games. Max top speed and weight, minimal handling, and excel. Which means that these later courses that I'm on, yeah, look at that. Look at that. If he stops, you're not getting your speed back. for like 30 seconds. He also just cannot, he flat out can't make these turns. The only way you can win on this course is to just hope you get invincibility, pretty much. Actually, it might already be hosed. Yeah, I'm getting Stormy Weather instead of the Shell Shields. That's not a good sign. He's in first. Something else out of the sprinter, bro. The sprinter ain't gonna cut it. Yeah, I needed the spritzer, bro. He's turning his head so far he's not looking where he's going. No wonder you're losing. Oh, no, he's just really, really, really mad. Also, he was not play tested for these later courses. I needed invincibility. But because Goofy's behind me, I don't think... Oh, okay. Out the door, bro. Okay, we got double invincibility. Dude, like, you can't catch up, dude. It's insane. Like, when you fall behind, you cannot catch up, even with invincibility. You should probably just switch over to being Louie, but... Bro, Daisy being this far behind is actually not good. Because it means I'm not getting as good power-ups because she's doing worse. I'm in 5th place getting Stormy Weather, which is real bad. I think I've already lost. responsibility here. Okay. I may still be here. Nope. Why is there always one player that is just cracked out of their mind? And it's not even the same character every time. Took the power. I hate that Donald has that big of a lead. That is actually horrible. Something better than that. I need the invincibility. Goofy, you crud butt. Donald had too big of a lead. Like, I couldn't catch him. Because by the time I passed the other players, Donald still has a big lead, but now I can't get the good power-ups. I should just quit and play as not Ludwig. Because Ludwig is not designed to play these tracks. Donald's so far in first again. Oh, that's great. Someone else got Stormy Weather, though. Wait, hang on. This is my great ticket. Goofy got Stormy Weather while I was invincible, so I was the only one not affected by it. Oh, let's go! Let's go! Thank you, Goofy! Whew. We're out of the White House. Next stop, the Everglades. That should be good in the Florida Everglades. This level would be horrible for Von Drake, but the invincibility strategy here works really well. Baseball chucker? When I'm this far behind? I don't need the spritzer. I need the shell shield, please. Magnum Flyer? Are you joking me right now? Where's the shell shield? That's not what I needed. I fell too far behind. If you fall too far behind, you don't get the shell shield, you get the stormy weather instead. Which is supposed to be a better power-up, but not if you're Von Drake. Shell shield is way better if you're Von Drake. I don't even know what my Tracer Chaser decided to do right there. He decided tracing and chasing was overrated. Why am I getting crap power-ups in last place? There we go. No, not spitting out, no! No, I got a nailed down with power up. Well, that went well. If you can, okay, if I can just wait for the invincibility for the last lap and pass everybody, that's how I'm gonna win this. I don't know who was like, let's make a racetrack that goes through the swamps and the Everglades. Yes, this is a good move. In 6? We're saving the shell shield for the last lap. Spritzer's good too. Not sure if it's going to be good enough though. It should be. No. Okay, good. Bro, I passed Daisy and she immediately targeted me with a Magnum Flyer. Like, bro. Alright, time for by far the hardest level of the cup, though. We might be here for a while. Now we're through. One of the longest levels in the game, and one of the hardest for Ludwig. Well, that's pretty much game. You hit sand at this one part, so you can't win anymore. That's Von Drake with the invincibility power-up. I'm hosed.
We'll take this.
Oh, 5 seconds behind. Not first place, 5th place. That's a death knell. If you miss a power up there, you got no chance. You basically just have to hope to get invincibilities the whole race. I actually think that your best strategy is to intentionally get far behind at the beginning so you can get an invincibility right away. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I wanted the Tracer Chaser. That's for sure. How has Mickey already gotten to the second lap? Is my vehicle broken? Oh, I can't tell which direction to turn in there. Well, I think we're now at the point where every power-up we get is Stormy Weather, which is not actually going to help us increase our place whatsoever. Yeah. No, I'm not playing this 800 times as Ludwig. Not happening. We made it to Malibu. I'm happy with that, but the amount of luck you need in order to win at Malibu is luck, Von Drake. Nope. Out of the way, chickens. Can't remember if you have to run over a certain number of chickens or a certain number of eggs. I love the sound the chickens make, though. That's funny.
Oh, now, don't get angry. Hello there. Crazy driver. Hello there.
Keep those eggs coming. Come on, where are the eggs? I want to run over more eggs.
Crazy dry running.
You run over enough eggs, and then something weird happens. Come on, chickens. Lay some eggs on me. Also, wow, my turning is way better in here than it was in the actual Grand Prix. There is something that happens when you do this. There we go. We finally heard that sound effect. We unlocked the secret final course, New Orleans. New Orleans is a surprisingly simple last level. It's basically just a oval with a couple dips in it. Oh man. On the way out. That's not going to help me beat the expert staff ghost. That's really not going to help me do that. All right. Now let's place the actual best character in the game instead of the worst character. We'll play on intermediate difficulty just because we still need to get a platinum trophy for intermediate here. Hawaii! Oh my gosh, I have a character that's turning. It's a miracle. Honestly, his good turning is legitimately throwing me off. Like, he doesn't even need to drift. Wait, it can still help. Actually, I think it's legitimately hurting me more than it's helping me. Oh, Donald's not having a good time in Hawaii. Daisy maxed out the credit card again! Oh my gosh, that almost sniped me. Yeah, Goofy's barfing in last place. That's no surprise. Off-road is slowing me down so much. I have 4 out of 5 acceleration. I don't know why it still sucks my speed down to nothing. I actually have to restart Hawaii as Louie. This is the easiest track in Frantic Finale. Maybe if I just stop making an effort to drift. Because again, Louie doesn't really need to drift. Except when I absolutely do need to. Wow! Stealing my power-ups. Bro. How did I miss that power-up again? Oh my gosh, Donald got stuck on a coconut. How did I slow down there? How? I did not touch off-road. It just decided to slow me down. I'm sticking this bad on Hawaii, which is definitely the easiest out of the levels here. Bro, that should not slow you down very much. It really shouldn't. Yeah, they're on my tail, but we're still in first, and we do have it. Well, the Tracer Chaser is not very good insurance, but it can potentially snipe someone who tries to get in front of us. There we go. Yes, wait. All right, now the real evil begins. Welcome to the Oregon Trail, where you are not going to survive. hate off-road. Alright, time for the evil part. That's not the evil part. This is the evil part. If that paint splotch is still there on my next lap, I will call shenanigans. Okay, so someone hit it. Don't know who, but apparently someone did. Or it just disappeared out of nowhere. Yeah. The problem with Oregon, if you fall behind, there's no possible way to catch up. Because power-ups just don't work on players that are in front of you. That's a good power-up, just not for the bridge. Don't fall off the bridge here and we're good. Oh no! Are you kidding me? But that was literally at the end. Got it! Stupid working the bridge.
Tracer.
Useless. He's out for revenge. Oh, show him. Well, I think we already lost. Oh, we definitely lost, because Goofy's fat butt prevented me from getting past. I think if you fall off that bridge even one time, like, it does not matter what you do, you cannot win. Because whoever your main competition is will never fall off the bridge. And there's just no way to make up time for the rest of the course. How are they still right behind me?
Oh, that's okay. This isn't quite fair. Tracer, Tracer.
Bro, really? Oh, great. Now Mickey's effectively won. Also, unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure Goofy just drove right through that baseball on the ground without even hitting it. That's not enough. If you fall off even one time, you cannot win. And it's Oregon, where it's just ridiculously easy to fall off. And this is intermediate. This is not even expert mode. This is intermediate mode. I better get a shell shoot. No, Magnum Flyer, which is a useless power-up. No, no invincibility. Let's just only give him Magnum Flyers. I legitimately think intermediate mode is actually kind of screwing me up. I'm used to the faster vehicles of professional. So I actually think the slightly slower speed is messing with me a little bit. That or I'm just coping.
Well, this isn't quite fair. Thanks, Gotcha. Thanks, Gotcha.
Are you kidding me? Okay, Donald fell off, and I'm right behind Goofy, so I could potentially still catch up. If you move your butt, I need to hit Goofy with this. Mickey? Mickey? Will you stop being the most annoying man in the world? Are you for freaking kidding me? I swear I did not fall off there. By the way, this is not the hardest level in the game. Not by a long shot. Why is the bridge at an angle when you come out of the tunnel? stuck on a wall? Twice? They will not give me invincibilities. This is ridiculous. I freaking hate this bridge, bro. I'm not even gonna try. No. From now on, if I fall off, it's an automatic reset. Because I'm not relying on getting invincibilities, which the game adamantly refuses to give me. I don't think I've gotten a single invincibility on this level, no matter how many times I've fallen far behind. Why are there all these baseballs on the ground? Finally! Good lord. Whew. Alright, here we go. Next level could either be really easy or really hard. It all depends on how good I am. Texas. AI races perfectly. So if you race perfectly as well, shouldn't be a problem. Uncle Donald. That wasn't even the one that I dropped. Why is that slowing me down? I was not touching the fence. This was too little, too late, Don. Yeah, again. If you mess up, if you get hit by one thing, you hit one wall, you go off-road a little bit, you're done. Because you just can't catch up because the AI races perfectly and takes every turn as tightly as they possibly can. I think I've already lost the race. Like, I genuinely don't think I'll be able to catch these guys. Especially since they take all the power-ups. Look at that. Every power-up is just gone. Yeah, I can't catch Mickey. Mickey has too big of a lead, and there's no power-up I can get that can possibly let me catch him. It's literally just play perfectly or you lose. All right, wow. I don't think I've ever had that big of a lead on Texas before. Holy moly. But I literally raced perfectly there and got a sprinter boost and dropped a ton of traps behind me. All right, everybody. Are you ready for the most evil level devised in the history of racing games? It's Colorado. Picture Rainbow Road with ice physics and 100 times harder. It is the only level in the game that the CPUs actually struggle on. You know, my muscle memory hasn't really failed me on Colorado. The goofy yell, iconic. Low-key story, however, I'm happy to see this. Makes the level a lot easier. Wow, that was one of the easiest Colorados I've ever done. Holy cow. By far the hardest level was the only one I didn't have to reset on for that cup. Wow. All right, I'll take it. And there we go. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight's stream, everybody. That was a bit longer than expected, but, you know, I was just having so much fun playing Mickey Speedway USA. So, That's going to do it for tonight. Thank you for joining in, everybody. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your night. We'll be continuing the Donkey Kong 64, the Holy Trinity Challenge on Sunday. So that should be a whole lot of fun. Anyways, hope you have a fantastic long weekend, a great holiday, and God bless everybody.